Welcome to Copilot Podcasts. From writing VeggieTale scripts to becoming one of America's most influential Christian voices, that's quite a journey, isn't it? Today, we're diving into the fascinating evolution of Eric Metaxas, exploring how a children's show writer became a cultural commentator, shaping national conversations about faith and society.
It's really quite remarkable when you think about it. Here's someone who started by writing children's books and humor pieces, and now he's a #1 New York Times best-selling author tackling some of the most serious subjects in our culture.
Let's start at the beginning. Born in Queens, New York, to a Greek father and German mother, how did this background shape his perspective?
That's actually a fascinating point. His diverse cultural background, being raised in the Eastern Orthodox Church, really gave him this unique lens through which to view faith and society. It's probably why he's able to bridge so many different worlds in his writing.
And he went to Yale, right? That's not exactly the typical path for someone who'd become a conservative Christian voice.
Yeah, and here's something interesting. While at Yale, he actually edited the Yale Record, which was the nation's oldest college humor magazine. That early experience with humor writing really shaped his approach to serious topics later on.
Wait, so there's actually a direct line between his humor writing and his later work?
Absolutely. That ability to make complex ideas accessible and engaging, it started with humor writing and children's books. He wrote for VeggieTales and Rabbit Ears Productions before moving into more serious territory.
That's fascinating. How did he make the transition from children's content to becoming this major voice in Christian literature?
Well, his first major breakthrough came with Amazing Grace, his biography of William Wilberforce. It became the companion book to the 2006 film and really established him as a serious biographer.
And then came Bonhoeffer, right? That was huge.
Huge is an understatement. Bonhoeffer, Pastor, Martyr, Prophet, Spy was named the 2010 Christian Book of the Year. It hit #1 in the ebook category on the New York Times bestseller list.
Though I've heard there was some controversy around that book among scholars.
Yes, that's true. While the book was incredibly popular, some Bonhoeffer scholars criticized it as being historically and theologically oversimplified, but it did succeed in bringing Bonhoeffer's story to a much wider audience.
Let's talk about Socrates in the City. That was quite a different venture, wasn't it?
It really was. He founded this series of conversations about, as he put it, life, God, and other small topics. It attracted some incredible minds, people like Malcolm Gladwell, N.T. Wright, Francis Collins.
And these were held at the Union League Club in New York City, right? Pretty upscale setting.
Yes, it was part of this broader evangelical intellectual renaissance happening in New York City, alongside things like Tim Keller's Redeemer Presbyterian Church and the King's College.
It's interesting how his work has evolved over time. His recent books seem to have a different focus.
That's right. His more recent works, like Letter to the American Church and Religionless Christianity, focus heavily on what he sees as the church's role in addressing cultural and political issues.
And what exactly is his position on that?
He believes strongly that Christians have a moral obligation to be politically engaged. In fact, he argues that staying silent on political issues is a dangerous mistake.
That's quite a shift from writing children's books, isn't it?
Well, he'd probably say it's all part of the same mission, communicating truth, just to different audiences in different ways.
His latest book, Religionless Christianity, what's that about?
It's actually a critique of what he sees as merely religious faith, Christianity that's confined to Sunday mornings and doesn't engage with broader cultural issues.
And he draws parallels with the German church of the 1930s?
Yes, that's a key part of his argument. He believes the American church today faces similar challenges to the German church during the rise of Nazism, specifically about whether to speak out against what they see as societal wrongs.
That's quite a strong comparison to make.
It is, and it's generated quite a bit of controversy. But Metaxas has never been one to shy away from bold statements.
Let's talk about his radio show. How does that fit into his overall work?
The Eric Metaxas Show has become a major platform for him to engage with current issues. It's nationally syndicated and features quite an impressive range of guests.
Who are some of the notable people he's interviewed?
Oh, it's quite a list. Dick Cavett, Morgan Freeman, Peter Thiel, and many others. He's really maintained that ability to engage with diverse voices that he developed during his Socrates in the City days.
And he's been recognized for this work, right?
Yes, he was recently appointed to serve on the Religious Liberty Commission, and he's a Distinguished President's Fellow at Cornerstone University.
What do you think drives him to keep evolving and taking on new challenges?
I think it comes down to his conviction that faith should actively engage with culture. Whether writing children's books or political commentary, he's always trying to bridge different worlds.
Speaking of bridging worlds, his work spans such different genres, from veggie tales to serious biographies to cultural commentary. How does he maintain credibility across such different areas?
Well, I think it's his consistent focus on storytelling. Whether he's writing for children or adults, he's always trying to make complex ideas accessible and engaging.
And his books have been quite successful, haven't they?
Very much so. His works have been translated into more than 25 languages, and he's had multiple New York Times bestsellers.
What would you say is his most significant contribution to Christian literature?
Probably his ability to make historical figures and complex theological ideas accessible to a broad audience. His Bonhoeffer biography, despite the scholarly criticism, introduced many people to this important historical figure.
And he's still actively writing and speaking, right?
Yes, he's currently working on a major book about the American Revolution, due out in 2026. He's constantly taking on new projects.
That's quite a shift from his previous work, isn't it?
Well, if you look at his career pattern, he's always been drawn to exploring how faith intersects with major historical moments and cultural shifts.
Do you think his background in children's literature has influenced his approach to these more serious topics?
Absolutely. Writing for children teaches you to explain complex ideas simply without talking down to your audience. That's a skill he's carried through all his work.
And what about his radio show? How has that platform evolved?
It's grown significantly. It's now heard in more than 120 cities and has expanded to include a weekly TV show on TBN.
That's quite a reach.
Yes, and it's given him a platform to engage with current issues in real time, which is quite different from his work as an author.
Looking at his career trajectory, what do you think the future holds for him?
Well, based on his recent work and statements, it seems he's increasingly focused on what he sees as the church's role in addressing cultural and political issues.
That's quite a journey from veggie tales to cultural commentary.
It really is. But in a way, he's always been about making important ideas accessible to different audiences. The format has just evolved over time.
Do you think his early work in children's literature prepared him for his current role?
I think it taught him valuable lessons about communication and storytelling that he still uses today, just in different ways.
And his academic background at Yale, how has that influenced his work?
It's given him this interesting combination of intellectual rigor and popular accessibility. He can engage with complex ideas but present them in ways that connect with broader audiences.
What would you say is the common thread throughout all his work?
I'd say it's his commitment to engaging faith with culture, whether through children's stories, historical biographies, or current commentary.
As we wrap up, what do you think is Eric Metaxas' lasting impact on Christian literature and cultural commentary?
His ability to bridge different worlds, academic and popular, sacred and secular, past and present, while maintaining his distinctive voice. He's shown that Christian writing can be both intellectually serious and widely accessible.
From veggie tales to best-selling biographies to cultural commentary, quite a journey indeed. Thanks for joining us on Copilot Podcasts, where we explore the fascinating stories shaping our world.